Great to be here. I'm not from here. I don't know if you guys can tell. I moved here last year from Australia. Cool, all right. 3 Tory voters here. Nice, I like it. Cool. The Australia option is pretty much going to be me doing stand-up in this country. That is the Australia option. Sorry, guys. It's not that bad, but kind of better than a no deal if you really think about it. I moved here last year, which was nice. I don't mind living in the UK because Australia is really tough to live in if you look like me. I don't know if you guys know, or if you guys can see in this lighting, I am Indian. And Australia has a reputation. There's a little bit of a reputation for being a little bit racist. Yeah, have you guys heard of that? Yeah? And that's bad because Indians, right, have a reputation for being brown. And, you know, it's not something I can change. And apparently it's not something they can change. So I didn't mind moving here. It was tougher for me personally, though, in Australia because I actually grew up in New Zealand. I'm actually a Kiwi. And if you don't know, in Australia, New Zealand is like a whole other category of racist joke. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like what you guys think of the Welsh. You know, like very much, New Zealand is very much like, we get all the sheep fucking jokes, basically that kind of stuff. New Zealand is very much like the Wales of the Southern Hemisphere, except good at rugby, you know? There's always one person who's like, we've heard some fuck shit tonight, but don't you dare insult the Welsh Rugby Union. Point being that I would always get like the curry jokes, because you know. But then I would also get like the sheep fucking jokes as well. Basically, anytime someone in Australia told a racist joke, there's like a 40% chance it applies to me. You know what I mean? And like mathematically, that's bad. There's only one scenario in which it kind of worked in my favor, and that was anytime I was on like public transport, and someone would yell, "Go back to where you came from!" Because I'd say, "Be more specific." You know? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to leave. It's just those are 2 different flights I have to catch. Just want more information, that's it. I thought the UK would be better. That was stupid of me, wasn't it? That was dumb. I was like, you guys are brown people, you won't hate them. Not true. You guys aren't the same as Australia, because in Australia they will like yell at you, because they don't really have no, you know, they've got no control over it. You won't yell at someone in public, but you will judge them. I was on a bus in London recently, and by recently I mean 9 months ago. And this guy got on the bus, this Indian guy, and he did the worst thing you can do on a bus, that anyone can do, not just an Indian guy can do on the bus. He started playing music on his phone without headphones. Yeah, exactly. Right? Fucked. I was upset, everybody on the bus was upset. And then something weird happened. Every person on the bus looked at me as the one other brown person there. Like I'm now somehow responsible for fixing it. You know what I mean? Because I guess he was playing like Indian music and they were like, well, They gave me the eyes. They were like, he's one of yours. Like, no. I'm not that Indian. Like, I'm about as Indian as a fish and chip shop curry sauce. You know what I mean? Like the packaging is Indian, I'll give you that. But if you open it up, it's pretty white on the inside. That's me. It's like, I don't know what to like do in that scenario, right? Because then they're not actually being racist. They're kind of being racist. And it's like, can I get angry about it? I was on Facebook recently and I saw this article about this guy in Birmingham, this Indian guy, or Asian guy, and he got attacked by a Nazi. It was real horrible stuff, you know, great for comedy. To Facebook's credit, and to my surprise, every comment was like, this was horrible, this shouldn't be happening in 2020, this is fucked. The top comment was my favorite, apparently everyone's favorite, because the top comment said, this is horrible, he should be forced to travel to India to learn about their culture. Which I don't know if you guys know this, isn't a solution to racism. Firstly, there's no such thing as forced travel. I'm pretty sure that's just kidnapping. And you can't kidnap someone into being a better person, you know what I mean? Like, you can't kidnap someone, make them fly 8.5 hours to a country full of 1 billion people that they already hate, and be like, this will make him a nicer person. Like, no. I would argue every flight I've taken in my life, I'm a worse person at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an understanding person, and I choose to go on those flights. It's just not a solution. It's like, the only way that's a solution is if this guy's never met any Indian person, apart from that one that he's like, oh, different, punch, punch. Like, no. This guy was from Birmingham, okay? He knows Indian people. And like, if Indian food hasn't made him a not racist, then Indian traffic's not gonna do it, you know? That's what I mean. I always get in scenarios where I'm like, should I be upset? Like, I'm talking about flights. On the flight over here to the UK, I had something weird happen. I don't know if you've ever had this. Have you ever been on like public transport or a plane or something, and the person next to you falls asleep on you? Yeah, it's weird, right? I didn't know this person. He fell asleep on my shoulder. I didn't know what to do. I thought I'd do the nice thing. I'd let him sleep. I wasn't using my shoulder. You know what I mean? I'm never that into an in-flight movie where I'm like, yeah! Like, no, it's fine. I'm not using it. He can sleep. I'll do a nice thing. And then he took my generosity, and he really threw it back in my face. Because in his sleep, he put his arm around me and he started cuddling me. That's fucking confronting. That is, he fully snuggled as well, like he made himself comfortable. Like he went, like, you know what I mean? Like, he dug himself into my shoulder, arm around, and I don't know what to do. I was like, holy shit. Firstly, this is the most confident man I've met my entire life. He's at the opposite end of the confidence spectrum to me. Like, he is happy cuddling people he doesn't know. I have not taken a shit in my own house because my roommate had friends over. You know what I mean? That's the level of confidence I have with strangers, unless, you know, I'm talking in front of them, I guess. I didn't know what to do. I was like, this is really confronting, this is kind of uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for about 1 second, and then I realized in that moment, it was hands down one of the best cuddles of my life. And I didn't know what to do. That was scary. If anything, that was more scary. Because I went from, what the fuck, to like, oh shit. I really like cuddling. Like, it was a top 5 cuddle. It was great. I didn't know how to deal with it. I'll tell you what I shouldn't have done, and this is absolutely fair. This is what I did. Should not have done it. I shouldn't have started cuddling him back. That was a mistake. Freely admit it. Yeah, we're not perfect. Because 3 seconds after I started cuddling him back, he woke up and then all of a sudden I was the fucking lunatic on the plane. Like, he gave me that look. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like, he looked at me like I was the one cuddling a stranger. Technically speaking, I was cuddling a friend I made very, very recently. But as much as I explained it to him, he didn't like it. I was getting those situations where I'm like, is this upsetting? I was in America a long time ago. I know, wait for it. They actually don't like brown people more than you guys don't like brown people. I was at a show in America, and this guy got on stage, and he saw me in the audience. And then for the rest of his set, he decided he was going to refer to me as Slumdog. Yeah. I wasn't even on stage. He was heckling me from the stage and being racist. I didn't know how to deal with it. I was upset. I realized in that moment, though, I learned something about myself. I was upset because of, you know, the racism. But also, that's like an 11-year-old movie reference at this point. You know what I mean? It kind of pissed me off more. Like, there have been more recent movies with brown leads that if he had referenced, I would have been like, well, you know, he's racist, but he's kind of into world cinema. You know what I mean? Like if he called me Life of Pi, I would have been fine. I'm like, oh, great movie, yeah, fair enough. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with it because the guy in question was African American. He was a black person, and I can't call a black person racist. That's reverse racism. And that's not the kind of white person I am. Not me. I don't know how to deal with it. I tell you, what I started to think, I'm like, hang on. Maybe this is all in my head. Like, I'm assuming he's calling me Slumdog because, you know, this. But what if that's not it at all? What if that's my own hang-up on race and, like, my own sort of issues? What if he just really thinks I'm going to find true love one day? You know what I mean? Because that's what happens in Slumdog Millionaire. This guy is convinced, having seen me, that I'm going to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I'm going to find the love of my life from that show. And honestly, that's the most supportive person anyone's ever been in my entire life. Honestly. I don't know how to, I didn't know what to do in that scenario. But anyway, we're friends now. I gave him a cuddle after, it was great. And yeah. So anyway, the moral of this story was, don't be racist, guys. I'll leave you guys there. Thank you so much.